Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes, which is definitely not dicing with death, despite the way that Malachi is picking his spells.
You only need the powerful amulet.
So, you guys are headed southward, past Stroheim,
Let me get my spells for the day and put them in chat for you.
past Cauldron, then eastwards past Misty Rapids and Thornwood, and down to Shybrook.
Yeah, I am learning clairaudience as this time goes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like an 8-day journey.
Wait, if Malachi learned a spell, would he be able to recreate it? Like if he lost the parchment that it's on, could he just like recreate that parchment over time since he's learned the spell? Like he knows what it is.
I think we've determined that if you have lost you know a spell, you've learned it, but you lose your spell book. Were you to get another spell book, you could write it down again, but you would not be able to memorize it until you wrote it down.
Yeah, so he could write it on like another piece of paper though.
Right, but it takes time to jot down these things, especially if you're doing it from memory.
I'm just saying you wouldn't have to like pay another 150 gold to re-get it.
No, you already know the spell, and you know.
Yeah.
So can I learn clairaudience while we're on the road? Oh, and also, do you guys want stone skin or not?
Yeah.
I'll take stone
I just
skin.
want to ask.
So I'll every morning I'll cast stone skin and then relearn shadow monsters. So the first day I'll give it to Kine. Second day I'll give it to Van.
Yeah.
I have a question. While you're traveling, what are you guys doing for making camp? Do you take watches every night? What's the dealio?
I've got alarm. I'm going to learn alarm every day and cast it on the camp. But also, we should keep watch as well since we haven't got a dog.
What is the?
We just do our usual.
I know we have decided that Van and Malachi are the end pieces. But what is the exact order?
I'll probably do first, or I'll do last watch, I guess.
Yeah, I do first, and then maybe Jeeves.
No, I do first, then you do the middle, and then Van does the last.
Okay.
Malachi, Kine, Van Helsing.
I'll write down my spells for the road.
Okay, Van Helsing, I want you to make me a...
Wait, but Neil, can I roll the
Before you mention anything, Neil, here's my spells for the day.
Yeah. And Neil, is this on the first night or something? Because it would be important if Malachi got to cast Stone Skin on us.
Not right.
Yeah.
So it's the wrong spell list. Drop the telepathy. That wasn't supposed to be in there. Drop the telepathy for protection from fire.
Oh no! Wait, he can just skin us while he is learning Dimension Door. So
yeah, he could stone skin you guys while he's learning Dimension Door, so you can all have stone skin on you. Let me.
Yeah. You need to get the duration or the number of attacks we can block with it.
yeah, you roll for it, right?
I will roll for it in secret.
Hopefully, don't
I
forget
think
it.
we're starting to enter the period of the campaign where combat is no longer a threat to you guys, now that you have Stone Skin.
Pretty much.
Which does change the nature of the game quite heavily.
Yeah, because I mainly get XP through combat.
I mean, it doesn't totally undo the danger of combat. It's still there.
It doesn't undo it, but
I think it undoes the
combat's
danger of ambushes.
I think you'll find combat is a lot less threatening and a lot easier for you, so we'll see how that changes how you approach combat situations and how you approach the game in general. I think that'll be an interesting thing to see.
Drop the telepathy for protection from fire. I didn't mean to have that in there.
Just type a note in the sidebar if you don't mind.
Sure.
And can I roll for clairaudience, or do you want me to roll? Or you
No, not yet. I want Van Helsing to roll me. I think it's going to be a wisdom check. But let me just double check something.
Sure. Is it if it's for keeping watch? It's wisdom checks by base rules, I believe.
I'm not saying it's for keeping watch. It is. Here's my notes. Give me a wisdom check, Van Helsing.
Sure. Pass.
Okay, the first night out. Where are we?
Probably just outside Stromheim.
The first night, you guys are maybe a half day from Stroheim. The alarm spell's been cast on your camp area. Everything is going just fine. It's just a normal. Let's get some campfire noises going on here.
I probably have Nick's rock next to me. Like he probably. I think I just take it out.
Yeah.
And keep it in the bag whenever whoever's taking watch.
Nick, did your stone skin Jeeves too?
No, he didn't want it.
He's gonna die, and
target.
Oh, it's no fault.
yeah.
Towards the end of the night, just as the sun is beginning to rise in the east, you notice that there's something odd. There is a constellation missing from the sky in the east.
Do I recognize which one is missing?
Yeah, the constellation of Malchus. Now you can't see the whole thing. It's he's right where the spring would start is where his constellation is, but the very edge of his constellation, there's like 1 or 2 stars out there that aren't there. Now, it might not be his constellation that's missing, but there are stars missing from the sky, and they're in Malchus's part of the sky, and some of the stars missing are the ones that are in his constellation. But they're gone.
Does that mean somebody's made an avatar of Malchus, or?
That yeah, I think so. I mean, so I, as a cleric, I know a lot about like church history. Is that something that would happen if like an avatar was created on the world?
I don't think avatar is quite the right word that we would use here. We would the constellation of the god of the stars aren't just constellations. They are the actual manifestation of the gods in their home plane. That's what they look like. They are what you see as constellations. That's just how the information travels from the outer planes to the prime material plane. So that could mean any number of things. I'm going to leave the speculation up to you because there's no lore that goes alongside this. So I'll let you kind of speculate as much as you want.
So it basically means Malchus has left his home plane.
He could be dead.
He could be dead, but in some form he has left his home plane.
But he's not all gone, only some of the stars right now.
Yeah, only some stars are missing.
So, Malchus's constellation is just rising in the east as the sun is rising. It's not late enough in the year for you to be able to see the whole thing. You're only catching 1 or 2 stars from it. So you have imperfect knowledge. It could be that all the stars over there are missing, or it could just be that his constellation is missing, or it could be something else. All you know is that there are stars missing from the sky, and they are tied in some way to Malchus's constellation.
Well, shit. We should probably scry on our friend.
Yeah.
Now, this is also the first time that you've noticed this. They might have been missing for a year, for the last 6 months, and you just wouldn't have seen it because that constellation has not been up at night.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the first time you've spotted it. The constellation is just beginning to rise.
Okay, so it's not like it's suddenly gone. It's more like we're just now in a position to notice.
Right. The Earth is finally, the planet is finally in the right position and in its right phase in order to notice what stars are, that constellation rising.
I wonder if the guy at the head of the table, he radiated magic. Maybe he's
You said his magic was well
moderate,
powerful, but not that powerful.
I suppose a god would be relatively powerful.
Yeah, I think I don't think I'd want to
I don't
cross swords at the deity.
I don't even think that a normal human could survive being so close to a deity of chaos.
Well, who knows? We're in uncharted territory here.
If I get a chance to speak about this with another clerical,
I'll get back to studying. That clairaudience spell is more important than ever.
Yeah, and then while I'm memorizing, I'll memorize my spells for the day, or I guess I don't have to since I haven't cast any new ones. I'm gonna try and commune with Cheese and see if I can glean glean some sort of knowledge about what is going on with the missing stars.
Cheese might know what's going on with Malchus. That's true.
All right. We'll say you're doing this that same night before you've woken the others, before you've had a chance to talk with them about your everything. How do you commune? What do you say? How do you go about this process?
I mean, I guess I don't have any candles on my character sheet. I think it's straight prayer. Like I don't have an altar or anything that I can use.
But then what is it that you are... What do you say to her?
Oh, so like how exactly does memorizing spells work? Is that like a conversation with your deity where you get the spells every day?
No, it's more of like a request. It's not so much a conversation, but a...
Okay.
Remember, isn't Chiss Marcus's daughter?
Yes.
Oh.
What
In
is
that
your
case,
father
yeah, I guess I'm just gonna be pretty open. Like I guess I'll phrase the question like, goddess, there's missing stars in the constellation. What has happened with your father?
Make me a wisdom check at -5.
-5. Pass.
No,
It'd be
that's wrong.
+5, but it'd still be a pass with
pass.
+5.
Okay. The world. It's a hard question to ask. I did not prepare an answer.
The world is ending.
My father's movements have never been clear to me. He has a certain grace in his endless sea of change. There is something soothing and pleasant about the chaotic waters of a river, even if you don't understand. Chaotic waters of an ocean, even if you don't know where the currents are taking you.
Well, that doesn't help much.
Well, you didn't cast any spells, you just ask.
Yeah, that's true.
So can I ask what you think that interpretation, what that means?
So, in the moving waters of an ocean, even if you don't know where the current is taking you, I think it's like I think it's implying that there's something changing. Is like there's something that's about to change on this world, right?
But that you shouldn't resist it.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. I think it's can't think against. Have to think about.
Okay. All right. So let's continue. You wake up, the party wakes up as the sun comes up. Do you tell them about the stars in the sky that aren't there anymore?
I'm going to mention. I won't mention communing with Cheese, but I will mention the missing stars.
Well, that doesn't sound like good news.
Indeed. Relkor's night is getting darker and darker.
I should
Nothing is
return
happening.
to my studies.
Indeed. I think we'll have to wait until we get back to a town, have a chance to speak with the cleric on this matter.
I'll just go back to the books or the paper.
So, let's just fast forward and roll for some random encounters.
Wait, clairaudience, O'Neill. Find out how
I
many
have
days.
rolled for when you... I will let you know when to make your
Okay.
check.
Alright, no, that's fine. Yeah.
By the way, Van, how do you look with stone skin on? She's not...
So I mentioned this on Reddit, that Van was a stonemason growing up. So I think the idea of looking like he's made out of stone is pretty damn cool.
And what's stone?
I don't know. Is it just like what would it look closest to, Neil? Like granite, maybe?
The stone skin is granite looking. Yes.
Okay.
That's about as useful as that proficiency has been.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, it will be useful once you're building your own temple or fortress.
Yeah. probably get a lot of the planning done myself in that regard.
Okay. Opening up our encounter tables. Let's see if there's anything fun for you guys. All right. So day 2. You are cruising along the road as usual.
Past Stroheim now.
No, you haven't quite gotten to Stroheim yet.
Okay.
This is day 2 before you get to Stroheim.
Yeah.
See, you guys are all taking shifts outside the wagon with Jeeves, except for Malachi, who's inside learning spells all day long. So Kine is outside with Jeeves right now.
When I am outside, I always have my shield out. The bandit encounter did teach me something.
Yeah, had your shield up. Easy like. When you see coming towards you from what direction is that? Northeast from the plains. What looks to be horses. You can see the dust kind of kicking up in the distance.
Yeah, I hammer against the side of the carriage. Van Malachi, you should look at that. Looks like horses from the northeast.
From the capital?
Northeast.
No, from Copperhill.
Are they traveling the road?
Could be from the plains, right? Near?
Coming from the plains.
Yeah,
Okay.
from the plains. The side of the road.
Let's
Nothing else
let's
new.
parlay with them.
Well,
Wait, are they people on horses or just horses?
yeah, what can I see besides this dust cloud coming towards us?
That's all you can see at this point. It's pretty far off, a few miles.
Well, they're quite far away, a few miles. I can only see a dust cloud, but they're coming towards us, definitely.
Well, let's wait for them.
Yeah, let's see what's headed our way.
Jeez, better get into cover.
Would you like me to stop the wagon, my lord?
You take a load off, Jeeves.
Should I stop the wagon?
Yes. You can sit inside the carriage.
Inside?
Just for now.
Are you sure? You don't
Better
mind the
safe than
seats
sorry,
being
Jeeves.
dirty?
Well, since the dogs are gone, there's more room for you.
Thank you, Master Malachi.
Oh my god.
Don't laugh on it, it's not funny.
I think Kai just face palms at that comment of Malachi.
Oh my
Face
god.
sad.
Where do the rest of you...
Maybe,
Oh, sorry.
yeah. Van, maybe you want to come out for this. If they're hostile.
Then I'll step out and kind of I think so. Are we in like wooded territory right now?
No, you're in open grasslands.
Okay, I guess we just have to watch and wait and see what we notice coming toward us.
Yeah, and I'm, taking out my bow. Yeah, well, taking my shield off my arm. Ready to shoot.
Okay.
Luckily, if it's poisonous, I've got us covered. I've got us covered. Don't you worry.
So Van Helsing is coming out.
Yeah.
Malachi is staying inside and continuing to study, or coming out as well.
No, I'm coming out, yeah.
All right.
I think
wait,
Jeeves is going to
watch.
get in the carriage and just kind of wait in
And I'm
there.
at the driver's seat with my bow ready.
Okay. The riders come closer and closer, and you begin to see that it is 7 people mounted on horseback.
Are they armored?
Yes, they are armored in what looks to be chainmail.
Okay. Is there a clear like
Banner or
any sort of
something.
emblem? Yeah.
There is indeed a banner flying from one of the people. They've got like a lance pointed in the air with a flag on it. Speaking of lances, a few of them have lances out as well.
Okay. What's the
where is-
banner?
Yeah.
The banner is kind of a golden field with a blue orb above it.
Okay.
I don't think any of you guys recognize this. None of you are really too involved in politics or heraldry. None of you are highborn.
No.
Kine's a peasant.
I'm a
Malachi's
cleric,
merchant,
so I might
you're
know a
cleric.
little bit, but not much.
No, not this one.
Neil, if should they come into 100 yards range? then I will shout to them to stop.
If they're like charging at us with lances down, ready to go, let me know. Like if they're getting close and they have like lances at the ready to like steer us, let me know. Because then I'm gonna cast entangle where their horses are charging.
Right, I'll let you know if it looks like they are actually charging the wagon and going to kill you all.
Yeah, if it looks like they're moving to like attack us, let me know because I'm gonna entangle those horses.
And if they're not charging but coming into 100 yards range, then I will shout to them to stop.
So they get to 100 yards range, and you shout out to them to stop. But it's a big open plain, and your voice doesn't necessarily travel that far. And if they're on horses, coming pretty quickly, they might not be able to hear you. But
I would try again at 50 yards.
Right. I mean, you can start shouting to them.
Yeah.
The pack begins to split up into 3 sections. You've got the 2 coming this way, 2 coming to the left, and 2 coming to the right. They clearly see your wagon and are kind of coming around. And
while they're still coming forward, I'm going to preemptively cast Bless. Before they're like up close to us, I'm going to cast Bless while we're just kind of still on our own.
So they surround us, is what you're saying? Do they stop?
Does that mean you are waiting until they surround you and stop?
I think so.
If I see that they are surrounding us, I will fire a warning shot at the right group.
What do you mean by a warning shot? Like a shot that's intentionally missing? Are you shooting above them, in front of them?
Basically in front of them into the ground, and shout to them, "Don't move any further. Explain yourself. Who are you?"
Okay, I would like you to make me just a normal attack roll, and don't roll a 1. Cool. Alright, the shot lands in front of the horseman, who ignores it and promptly tramples over the area. The 2 groups that are coming around to the sides keep going fairly quickly, while the front 2 slow down to a stop maybe 50 feet from you. One of them has a banner. The other one has a lance out. The ones on the sides come around, so so they're each one in front of the wagon, one on back of the wagon.
How big is the circle they're forming around us? Like, how close?
50
how
feet
much?
On all sides.
Okay, so quite close then.
Yeah.
I think with them starting to surround us and these 2 kind of like stopping a distance from us, Van will kind of take a step forward and say, "Hail!"
One of the figures, the one in front, not the one with the banner, trots his horse maybe 2 steps forward just to signify his presence as a leader. Looks at you and says, "Travelers, what are you doing on this road?"
Traveling to Shybrook.
Shybrook is a long way.
It is.
These roads are fraught with danger and banditry. How do I know you are not bandits here to attack people on the road?
Why would a cleric of Cheese, I say holding up my symbol, travel in a carriage in full plate armor, be a simple bandit?
The knight, which you presume at this point from the manner of speaking, it's quite proper and formal, but at the same time stern and rigid, trots forward a little bit closer. It comes up to get a close look at your medallion and gives a nod and goes, "Well met. Can never be too certain these days."
I understand. Pardon my friend's discourtesy firing that warning shot. I think he was simply a little nervous. You mentioned yourself these roads are dangerous and fraught with banditry.
Indeed. Tell me, have you seen robed men, a pack of robed men traveling the countryside?
Were they carrying a symbol of Malchus?
Were they robed?
I've never seen this man in person, but I think I might know what you're talking about.
What did these men do?
They're wanted for murder.
Where were they last seen?
South of Fortune.
We heard of one of them. He was in Misty Rapids. He butchered a family there to try and blackmail one of the servant girls for Baron Song to poison him.
Well then.
If you don't mind staying in our company for a bit, I have a spell I can show you tomorrow to show you everything I know of these men so far.
Tomorrow? No. we must be moving on. Just making sure that everything is fine. He seems to be looking around your carriage. Is there anyone inside there?
Just our driver.
Our driver.
Your driver is inside?
Yeah.
We don't want our driver being shot by an arrow.
Fair point. Driver, you
Sir.
can come out now. It's safe.
It's okay, Jeeves.
All right, Jeeves comes out, doffs his cap to the knight, and takes his place at the front. You notice the knight looking inside the wagon as the door opens to make sure it's empty.
He's a dragon skull and like.
Yeah.
Sir, do you hail from the capital?
No.
Where do you, who do you serve?
He puffs out his chest and his armor. I come from Plainsview.
Ah. Is that a far away from here? I'm afraid my geography is not my strong point.
It is indeed.
You've come a long way to search for these robed men.
Almost 80 miles.
What makes you think that they'll be here?
We have varying reports. Mostly of them headed west. Some of them headed south. I figured they've been heading southwest. Towards Stroheim. But we haven't seen anyone matching that description in a few days.
Did these men try and kill Count Vicious, is it?
No.
What is it that you are accusing them of?
They have murdered 2 knights. A pair of brothers who oversaw many villages out in the Golden Sea.
I think they've done worse than that.
If it's truly the same men, they are responsible for the assassination attempt on the Queen, the murder of the Countess of Thornwood, the Baroness of Shybrook.
I do not think 2 men could do all that.
Not 2 men. There's a whole group.
Servants of Malchus, you were saying.
If it's the
Yes.
same people.
Well, if you've looked into the sky at night lately, our friend Van informed us that a few stars are missing.
From Malchus's constellation.
Well,
Malchus
it could
has
be.
not risen yet, and the winter skies are devoid of their stars. Are you
You
certain?
can see a few.
From a few days ago, you don't see his full constellation, but the stars that do belong to us are missing. I don't
Great.
presume to know what this all means, Sir Knight, but take caution. I have a feeling that dangerous times are ahead.
Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. I'm sure these men are not easily dealt with.
Neil, when we scried on the meeting,
Yeah.
so it was like stone walls, a nice wooden table. Was it like a clearly God, how do I say it? Like they weren't just in like some shitty cave in the woods, right? They had like
There was,
some
like,
clearly
a
indoors.
place.
It was a somewhat nice building they were in, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a stone building. Stone buildings aren't easy to come by. Take a lot of craftsmanship.
I'll mention to him that I was able to scry on one of their meetings, and they're clearly able to travel through cities or stay hidden in a city. They're not just traveling the countryside, because they were in like a building with stone walls, which is
We don't know
uncommon.
these.
But
We don't know these to be the same people.
Many people
Well-
travel as monks and abbesses, and nuns. Robes are
What
so
color were their
ordinary and plain that it is hard to track one that wears them.
robes? Were they black robes?
Brown, with a simple burlap tie.
the one that the Malchus guy was wearing was black, right?
Right.
They may not be related then.
Well then,
You should
we're
be
off.
careful. Nonetheless, the break rope might be in the area, and well, one of them seems to be a wizard, or at least a magic user of some kind.
I'm sure these knights have nothing to fear from cultists.
You
Strange
never
times
know.
indeed. Farewell. Good luck on the road. Be careful of bandits. And,
I don't suppose your name holds any weight in Stroheim?
Mine? No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well.
Did you pass by it on the way? Have they opened the city again?
Is the city closed?
It's been closed.
Stromheim and Thornwood. both closed.
He frowns but doesn't say anything, then turns his horse and begins to head due east and kind of back out towards the plains.
Good.
His men rally around him and they all take off.
Well, Jeeves, let's go.
Yeah.
away, Master Malachi.
Ended better than I expected it to.
Do you think we have any reason to stop in on Stroheim on the way? I mean, I could get in and
Well,
I don't want to do anything to antagonize the guards there. I feel like if we did anything to run afoul of the law in Stroheim, that could bite us in the ass very easily.
we could just ask again what is happening, but
I don't think the guards will answer, but we could see if they finally open the city.
But if we could get in, then there's no way they would know that we had got in on via magic.
I know, it's just
it is
We'd
not
have-
worth the risk.
I don't want to take the chance, Malachi.
Very well.
I could try parlaying with the guards, Kine, but I mean, you saw how it worked out for Malachi. I'd rather not be filled with crossbow bolts.
Well, these are the gods of the North Gate. Probably
Yeah.
have seen us before, so maybe we can just get some information from them.
Sure.
We could tell them we've seen the men responsible for the assassination attempt on the Queen.
I wouldn't want to make that kind of a promise.
Well,
Do you guys get to Stromheim later that day, like an hour and a half later?
Is it still closed?
Still closed. Do you ride around it, or do you approach the gates again?
I don't really want to do this. I think we should just go around. What do you think?
I think we should try.
No,
I'll try asking.
Yep. I'll stay in the
And I'll
carriage. You
step
go.
out of the carriage and walk up and say, "Hail!
Gates are closed! Traveler, go round!
What are they closed for?"
I'm sorry. Martial law has been declared. Gates are closed. I am afraid I can't answer any more of your questions.
I understand. Thank you for your time. And Van goes back to the
Be
carriage.
careful. It's dangerous out there.
We're well aware. Went about as well as I expected.
Let's just shit. Let's just make our way back to Shybrook.
we should head to Windshire, because if we can scry of one of the inhabitants, one of my mother or the knight.
Yeah, maybe as well, if these hardwoods do have something to do with the assassination attempt, maybe one of them could lead us to these Malchus.
You hear kind.
Just kind of snicker at the mention of hardwoods.
Yeah, maybe maybe
Tries to
the,
suppress it.
No, you
Maybe
try
one of
and
the-
run a serious D&D campaign, and
then you
No,
name one of
just
your
say
NPCs
character.
hardwood.
that is
We haven't found anybody who's been stabbed, Malachi.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe one of these agents of Malchus approached the Hardwood Patriarch. Let's just call him Throbbing Member, shall we?
Oh,
You're
yeah,
going to sit and laugh like children.
Thank you,
Come
Nick.
on, you're
Thank you for
ruined.
being mature.
Throbbing Member, giant stiff. Cheers, cannon.
I like that one.
They are in charge of the logging in the area.
All right.
No,
You
Malachi.
people. It's all dick
know-
jokes with you.
Malachi.
Yes.
That you cast the stone skin on us. One could say that we are rock hard.
All right. You guys continue to travel. 3 days later, Malachi learns his spell successfully.
Yes. All right. I will cast it the next day.
You learned 2 spells successfully in a row? Is that like
Yeah.
a hardcore heroes first?
That's 3 in a row actually, because I learned minor globe of invulnerability as well.
Oh my. Well, that 75% is starting to finally pay off.
Yeah.
Where are you
The
casting
brighter end of the scale.
Well,
clairaudience on?
I'm gonna wait till the same time of the day and cast it in that room that we scried on.
Same time of the day. So
Yeah, and I'm gonna
we did it
it's like
early in the morning.
mid-afternoon.
I think we did it early morning. It was
We
literally.
waited for Malachi to get back.
Oh, that's
from-
true. Yeah, you're right.
So it was.
We could always
mid-afternoon.
scry on the guy again
Late
first.
Early afternoon.
We could try that. Sure. And then I guess we'll fill up the basin with water. We'll go find like a river or pool, something big enough to fill up the basin.
Scry first, and then I'll just clairaudience wherever they
We'll
are.
have to do that tomorrow, though, Malachi. I don't have it memorized today.
Yeah.
Wait, we are back in Shybrook?
No, not
No,
yet.
no.
Okay.
You guys have a few days later, so you are past Stroheim, you've passed Cauldron. You're actually between Cauldron and Misty Rapids, camped for the night. I figure you guys are going. You're not staying in towns for comfort. You're just booking it across roads.
Yeah, buying rations if needed.
Right. So, at some point, you magic
scry.
pool into them first. Yeah, scry.
Yeah. And then wherever they are, if it's the same place, I'll cast clairaudience. If not, I'll cast on wherever they are. At the same time, if we can.
Mm-hmm.
So I can hear them.
Yeah, you do it the next day. I take reflecting pool. So basically, it is only a 50% chance that it will work, the reflecting pool in the first place. So we might want to check that.
You
might have to
failed the
wait another
reflecting
day.
pool check.
All right. I say you can try it if you want, Malachi, but we might have to wait until tomorrow.
Yeah, I've already learnt it, so I'll cast it on the room. Again.
That will use up the horn.
No, it doesn't
Yes.
use it up.
What?
Really?
It is non-reusable. It is consumed in the casting.
What?
That's why he has an extra one around for sale. Because each casting of clairaudience takes a 100 GP golden horn.
But didn't Gale cast that like loads of times?
Yeah, and he spent a shit ton of money to build himself, because he's a blacksmith, so he built himself golden horns. We had a big long segment about him manufacturing them for his own purposes.
I'm just reading the spell.
Yeah.
It's seriously consumed in the casting?
Consumed in the casting.
It doesn't say it's not. So
Yeah.
Well, its range is pretty much unlimited, so...
Yeah, and
Does
will
it say,
wait.
wait, does it say that it costs a gold amount, though?
yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then I wait. I will wait for a successful scrying attempt.
okay. I figured that might be the case.
Yeah, so then the next day, I guess, we'll try reflecting pool again.
Okay, the next day, you are halfway between Misty Rapids and Thornwood. Your reflecting pool is again an 87%. You fail.
I could roll those myself, by the way,
You
since
could
it's
be
not like a
rolling them in
secret.
public. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I've just been rolling them, but like next time we'll do it in public. But it's
Okay.
another fail.
So I guess it's the next day when we try it again.
All right, the next day you are. Ooh, hold on, I need to start rolling for random encounters again. That's down here. The next day you successfully navigate around Thornwood. Its gates are still closed as before. You make it through the Thornwood Forest. That whole day is through the Thornwood Forest, and you are north of Shybrook, just outside Thornwood.
Sure. So we, I guess at midday that day, we cast reflecting pool, and I'll go and roll it and see if it works.
150 or lower.
Come on.
Fail.
And another 89. Wow.
You know what? We have a chance to do it tomorrow.
Well,
Okay.
I like how we're just doing it. Like, we're doing it along the road anyways. We're not really losing any time.
Right. And you end up in Shybrook that night, or that evening. When you... Notes. You arrive in Shybrook, and as you settle in, you immediately pick up on the word in town that there has been another death. Another significant death.
Please
Is it
be
Stella?
Aldrich. Please be Aldrich.
So,
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, I could do with this spellbook.
Who was it?
Where is our tavern noise? You guys are hanging out in the Half Pint, your usual place of gathering.
Yep.
It's honestly depressing, really. Like, we took their kid with us on an adventure, and he died like 4 days into it.
Yeah.
Now we're
Oh,
just gonna
actually,
hang around the tavern and getting drunk.
What happened to Connie? Oh, well, we took a boat and it shipwrecked and he died on the island. It was literally like a day.
if we ever rescue the dwarf, hey, what happened to Morin?
Yeah. If you rescue his family.
Yeah.
I need to look up the name. I didn't have it.
I'm guessing it's not Stella since you're looking it up.
It is not Stella. It is. Here we go. David Cornwell Valmont, the late Baroness's husband.
Oh, okay. How did he die?
Well, as you're in the tall half pint asking these questions, you get a few responses. Some people say he was poisoned. Some say he died of heartbreak. Some say the Wraith of the Tetherwilds came and got him.
Poison sounds the most likely.
I'm going to see Rohana.
Tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys go as a group to Rohana. She is there, and she lets you know that, yes, indeed, he is dead. And on top of that, they have found the murderer. He died of poison, the same poison that killed the Baroness.
Is the murderer still alive?
The murderer is alive and held in the dungeons down below. But
Do you want me to interrogate him for you?
They have been questioning her and have already found her motivations and reasonings. She came from a village called Pinecone, which was kind of just south of the Black Pine Marsh. And her family was in dire straits, and she got words from them that she had to pick between helping them out and between, helping the Countess out, or Baroness out. Same story as you heard from Misty Rapids area, and the chambermaid confessed to poisoning Baroness Valmont one night when she went to bed. Just slipped a little poison in her wine. The husband had grown wary of this one chambermaid, noticing how odd she was behaving after she had died, and started to question her, and so she poisoned him as well.
Rohana, I have a spell that would let her share her memories with me visually. I could see who it was that approached her.
She shakes her head and says, "It wasn't like that. It was a letter."
Well, we know who is
letter and a hand.
most likely responsible for this.
That's true. I have some things to show you tomorrow, Rohana.
We could go and see her family, though, if they're still alive. They would know.
If it's anything like it was in Misty Rapids, they won't be.
They're not. But there are interesting rumors coming from Pinecone, which you should probably take a look at. However, I believe there's another matter that is in your realm of interest. A woman came into town 2 days ago saying that her village was being attacked. Her village is one of those that are south of the Swamp Wash, south of Crystal Run.
Attacked by what?
She said she didn't know, just that she was coming in. She was coming in from gathering some things. She's a hunter-gatherer for the village. And as she was approaching, she saw someone fleeing and then spear protruding from their front, and the person collapsed and she ran.
Where is this woman?
She's been put up at the Storybrook. No, not the Storybrook. That's too nice of an inn for her. What's the shitty inn in town? Hold on. She's been put up at the Dewdrop.
We should speak to her right away.
We should.
The Baroness's murder is not going anywhere, and her family's already dead, so I'm sure that can wait a little while.
You might want to consider it's a conversation for another day. We've learned some interesting things, Rohana.
Well, tomorrow we should head to Windshire and then the village of this woman.
Yes,
we should go to the village first, I think, and then Windshire, because this might still be in progress, or there might be more.
Right,
true.
Right, sorry. Right.
Well, maybe Windshire's on the way. We just need to stop in and grab some hair.
I don't think it is, though, because Windshire is like southwest, isn't it? And
Windshire is not on the way.
Okay.
Let's go and wake this woman up now in the Dewdrop and go and speak to her.
Let's take a break, and we'll see you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.